Welcome to episode 3 of ABR TV. Today's guest is Coach Mike Maynard, head coach of the Georgia Stars Elite 16 and under team. We are happy to talk to Coach Mike and to introduce our audience to his players. Coach, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Now, Coach, I'd like to start by having you give us a little history about your team.
Sure, no problem. First of all, I'll deal with this particular team. I've been with this team for 3 years now, and that's 3 summers of travel basketball, as well as we've done a lot of individual camps together and elite camps with different colleges, and I also do a lot of personal training with several of the players.
I'm struck by, at first glance, your trio of guards, Devin Mitchell, Kendall Crute, and Keith Pinkney. It seems like they can all put the ball in the basket. They all have a little bit of a different skill set. Seems to complement each other pretty well. Let's start with Devin Mitchell.
Devin is originally a Chicago kid, and he has a lot of very Chicago instinct, meaning he has a vast array of shots available to him that I know I didn't teach him, and I don't know if he learned it on the streets in the parks of Chicago or what have you, but they're devastating when he puts them together. He can hit mid-range, he has floaters up and under, but he can also knock down the three at a high rate. And once he's going, as he was down at Boo Williams, I mean, he scored 17 straight points for us to start the second half in a win against the City Rock team out of New York. So definitely, sir, he's a hell of a scorer.
Kendall Crute, he's correct me if I'm wrong, looks like he's about 6'3", kind of a combo guard, 2-guard type guy.
Well, Kendall will probably make me tell you that he's 6'4", so we'll start there.
Okay.
We're going to give him a half an inch.
Right.
But other than that, Kendall is a very strong, forceful guard. As you said, he really uses his leverage and strength well to make direct line moves to the basket, where he can locate other players. He has a very good vision when it comes to passing and seeing openings for passes. But he also has an ability to score it around the basket through contact, and I think that's what opens up some of those lanes from the pass to others, is the fact that people have to respect him first and foremost as a scorer. As he's worked on his three-point shot, he's really become somebody that major colleges have really been tracking this whole fall and spring, and now heading into the summer. Yes, sir.
Yeah, that makes sense. Now, Keith Pinkney.
Well, 2 things always stand out to me when I look at Keith and I evaluate film from our games. One is his defensive prowess. He'll guard the other team's best guard full court. He doesn't mind. He takes on that challenge. And I think that really sets him up well on the offensive end, because he's always into the game early because he's playing such good defense that his motor's already going. And yes, sir, when I unleash Keith and I tell him it's time for him to score, there aren't very many guards who can stay in front of him on a local or national level. And as you stated, he finishes so well with his left hand, you really can't shade him one way or the other. And actually become even more athletic, and so he's now finishing above the rim. And that's probably the most exciting development that I've seen with Keith the last couple of months. A true point guard, runs the team, is not up and down, just really handles his business.
Yeah, we've noticed the defensive thing too. That's a very good point. Now, moving to the forwards or the frontline players, Lorenzo Carter is a guy that we first noticed during the high school season. He's a state champion with the Whitefield Academy team in Class A. Talk a little bit about Lorenzo Carter.
I guess the first thing you would always bring up when you deal with Lorenzo is his frame. He is about 6'6", very broad shoulders, extremely strong upper body, and then he has an explosive first step and an explosive vertical leap that really puts him in position to maneuver through, up, over, and around players who are bigger best shot blockers that I've seen at the high school level for his size. He really has great timing, and he finishes well above the rim and through contact. Again, as he's working on his skill set to face up more, I really do think he'll have some good opportunities at the college level if he chooses to pursue basketball. But of course, he's also an elite football player at this time.
Yeah, and you can tell by looking at him that he would be perfect for the gridiron. Now and it seems like he's picking up some skills, like you mentioned it, facing the basket, a little jump hook, nice touch. Have you seen some very good progress with Lorenzo on his skill set?
Well, I've seen an extremely positive progress over the last, I'd say, year and a half. He really has a good soft touch on his shot. As you've tracked him, I'm sure you've seen him play. He actually makes a majority of his free throws with great touch and great rotation.
Right.
So a lot of the skill sets are there.
Grant Bryant, about 6'6", left-hander, nice touch. Talk about Grant.
Sure. Grant is one of the quickest small forwards from block to block that I've seen nationally. I would tease him when he starts on the right side. I've never seen him get a shot blocked or even altered. He just really can elevate. He has very long arms, extremely long wingspan, and he finishes those plays.
Great. You know, that Power 24 you mentioned, with On the Radar Hoops being the first event that they're putting on, and it's kind of interesting to see that right away. You mentioned the teams: Southern Stampede, Georgia Stars, Upward Stars, maybe Team United. Sean and On the Radar Hoops has really established a presence in Georgia and the Southeast. And so for their first event to be drawing such great teams, it's got to be exciting. And it's in your own backyard. So I know you're looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's one thing to travel abroad and play against great teams, and I love that. But to have such good talent here in Georgia, a lot of times we don't get a chance to see each other because we all play for different organizations and sometimes even different shoe companies.
Right.
And so I expressed to Sean that early on I thought he should match up some of the better teams early in the tournament, and in specific, we haven't had a chance to face that Stampede team, even though we've been in one or two other tournaments together. We just never got that matchup. And when I talk to college coaches, that's one of the matchups that they always want to see when I talk to them. The Stampede has an extremely talented team, and they have a very big team, and I think that we have, I'll put our guards up against anybody, so we'll be able to kind of challenge that and test it. And there's nothing like competition, and it brings out the best in everybody, and it really puts a great face on Georgia basketball. And then of course we'll have so many great teams nationally coming in, and it'll be very competitive.
We really appreciate you being on with us. We wish you all the luck in the world starting next week, and keep in touch with us, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much for having us, and we look forward to partnering with you hopefully in the future and having you come out and check the guys